Welcome back. Symbol on a roll. Like you said, he undid everything that Moon has accomplished, and now the final player for Fnatic is alive.
And we have Antigua Shipyard as the map, thank God.
Now remember, this guy is a former TSL player, and now he has to kill 2 of his old team's best players. And I feel the idea of Fnatic here, I talked to them a little bit in the break, is basically like they feel confident that if he beats Symbol, he can beat Pult. But this is almost for Fnatic like their final match. Obviously, he won't necessarily beat Pult, but they feel really confident in him there. So this is like their winning match. They feel like if I can win this one, I think I can win it. Obviously, if they lose here, they don't have any players left. The clan war will end.
Antigua Shipyard is definitely going to be a map that works in favor of Alive, but Symbol, he is an amazing ZVT player, and he showed it in the past. He showed that he is able to take down Alive. So this is going to be very, very interesting. I think we have a great match ahead of us.
Yeah, we do. And it's starting now. This is the GSTL Season 2 of 2012, cast by Caldor and Wolf. Let's jump into Antigua Shipyard.
And here we go, it might be the last match. If Symbol takes down Alive, then this team battle is over. To the top of Antigua Shipyard in the red, we have our Zerg player for the TSL team.
TSL, Symbol!
And I kind of have to correct myself. They did not play at Iron Squid. I was completely mistaken here. They did not have to face each other, so it's not like they have a history with a 3-2, as I pointed out earlier. I mixed the players up. We have the Terran in the blue for the Fnatic team at the bottom of Antigua Shipyard. Last man standing.
Fnatic Radical, alive!
Last man standing for the Fnatic team. He does not only have to beat Symbol here, but most likely also he has to face Pult if he's able to pull off a win on this map.
Yep. The question is, what type of build are we going to see? Are we going to see Wonderaxe expand into Reactor Hellions, into Banshees in the 3rd command center, as almost every Terran is playing this style right now in Korea, and outside of Korea it's become pretty much the norm as well. Thorazane doing this build quite often these days is just kind of one notable example.
I'm a little bit more eager to see what exactly Symbol is up to, because we've seen a lot of aggression from Zerg players just lately trying. We've seen no gas with Queens into Roach Banelings. We've seen Roach attacks just with 9 Roaches putting up a little bit of pressure. There's this style where you get speed early, you get in after the first few minutes. A lot of Zerglings just try to run in, look for an opening, maybe able to delay the natural fall a little bit. So is he playing aggressive, or is he just falling back on a style where he defends with Queens and maybe a Spine Crawler and tries to take a 3rd early on, spreads his creep to the middle of the map? That's something that is basically up to him right now. I feel that Terran is not dominating this matchup anymore, is not dictating the pace. Zergs have a lot more options these days.
Yeah, you're right. And the question is the late game composition as well. What will he do? I've seen Symbol in almost all of his ZBTs. He goes Ultralists and Infestors. And on this map, that's probably the most popular choice, I feel. Well, not necessarily the most popular choice, but it's the map that you see Ultras on the most, I would say. And I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to try to switch things up and go into Broodlords? Because, well, I mean, this map has a lot of different options, but if you don't control the center, it's very difficult to actually try to make Broodlords work. You just have so much space you can run under with Marines.
One of the problems later on for him will be to take a 4th base. And right now we have also no gas. There is no extractor, so he's completely relying on Queens at this point. He's building 2, and I expect that we are going to see a 3rd and a 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. There's not much other choice when you are on this map. You can't take a fast 3rd against the Terran who's going to go Reactor Hellions. It just will not work out in your favor. We do not have yet the factory. Okay, there it is, starting up right as I said that. Reactor going down, and he will switch. Go Reactor Hellions to control the map a little bit. The Queen patch makes it a little bit more difficult to use those Hellions, but in the end, he will be able to control the map with them a little bit. He's going to be able to control the Watchtower, and he'll be able to consistently check for the 3rd base timing. And then later he may try to use Banshees to soften up Queens, use the Hellions to run by. There's a lot of different strategies we've seen Terrans kind of adapt.
The lava mechanic is kicking in now for Symbol, so he is taking the lead in workers. He can use all his lava for workers, for drones, because he's relying on his Queens to defend. A second SCV will not be all too successful in order to get an idea of what's happening. Just sneaks over. Oh, he might actually just try to... That's pretty interesting. Okay, he's just checking the top middle position. This is something that we don't see that often, so he was... Maybe he spotted... maybe I'll look at some recent VODs of Symbol where he tried to take third a little bit sneaky, or tried to hide the SCV, but was able to see the Overlord, and therefore decided to go in.
Very actively scouting. Now he's going to actually go and see this third base. He knows about it, and he's even going to be able to save his SCV as a result. Just very, very active about scouting. Oh, he's even going to catch this Overlord. Look at Alive, man. He is all over the map. Super active right now. Will take out the Overlord on the right side of the map. Will save the SCV and take control of the Watchtower. Kill the Overlord on the right side, and will kill the Overlord in the main. In fact, this will supply block Symbol quite significantly here.
Yeah, it definitely will. He's already supply blocked at this point. He's getting additional Overlords as we speak.
He can't make Roaches if he loses this. He's going to have to make Overlords.
He saves it with 1 hit point.
Oh my god. Well, that's important because now he can actually make the Roaches he wants to make. He has 5 larvae available. Will he go for the Roaches right away? That's the question. Double evolution chambers going up. 6 active tumors at a time. Look at how fast he's already spreading that creep.
And his opponent is going for the Banshee transition while we have 41 harvesters to 33. Right now everything is still very, very calm. The build order is unfolding. The third base coming up for Life. He's also getting double engineering bay. Latec now for Symbol. And just this creep spread is very important here.
Yeah, and he is spreading it so quickly. Right now, there's a pretty large forest for Alive that he's moving out with. He could actually bring the Banshee. He's going to bring the 1 Banshee with him as well, and this could do a lot. He only has 1 Hellion here. He forces a cancel. The Roaches alone, though, will push this ground force back, and the Queens will be able to protect them against the Banshee. This is not going to work.
No problemo at all. And he cancels the tumors, which is really important. A lot of Zerg players won't do that.
Yeah, and he restarts them. As soon as the units are gone, he restarts them, and they will finish.
Yeah, he lost 1. That's all there's to it. Spore Crawlers are being built as he spots the Banshee. He's targeting it immediately with the 2 Queens that he has. +1/+1 has been started as well.
Yeah, this is a pretty good situation for Symbol. He's had that third base up for quite some time. He has not been able to assault that at all. A Viking is being produced to clean up the Overlords around the map. The third command center is done. And basically we're seeing a very normal transition now. Stim is on the way. He's adding additional barracks. He's making the tech lab for his factory. He's going to go into siege tank production. And this is your bread and butter TBZ that we're seeing right now.
Yeah. Speed is on his way, nearly done. Stim, as you said, and of course the Banelingness as well. It's just going to be all about the 4th base. The third for Alive is not going to be contested by Symbol. He's not trying to be aggressive here. He's just building up towards the end game. He tries to go for a late game composition. The tumors this time not cancel, and he takes down 3 of them. Doesn't even lose a single Hellion.
Yeah, the aggression that we've seen from Alive is so calculated, but the canceling so far has been pretty good. It's so awesome to see like this war of moving the creep forward versus denying it. That's such an exciting mechanic to watch. And this Overlord will, in fact, fall to the Viking.
12 drones are being built at this point, so we have suddenly 66. In a few seconds, up to 70 drones for Symbol. He's far ahead in the worker count, but of course those mules play a huge role as well. And Alive has established this third base. He does not distribute his workers evenly to all 3 bases, but with the mules in the picture, he has still a very, very good economy. And he's trying to work towards the Medivac, Marine, and tank combination.
Yep, getting his armory out so he can get those 2/2 upgrades for his Marines. The upgrades are actually basically dead even for these players. 1-1 finishing just a few seconds before 4 Alive, but it's about to finish up for Symbol, as well as Banshee continuing to be annoying. It only has 1 kill, but it's just so active and present on the map. It's so frustrating to deal with for a player like Symbol right now. Symbol, when will he take his 4th base? I mean, he's got the macro hatch going up right now. He's got the pathogen glands going. Is he going to decide to try to force his way out there right now? His creep is already spreading towards that top right direction.
Both of them are really cautious here. They know that this might be the last game, especially Alive wants to keep his team in the run for this win today. So he has to be very, very careful here. And he plays a cautious game, as does Symbol. He does not overcommit too much. He just tries to claim the middle of the map, and he spreads his creep there. And the middle is what it's all about. There are 2 components to this map in this matchup. that are really important. It's controlling the center and it's establishing a fourth base. Both of them are kind of interlinked, and as long as Symbol is able to claim the middle of the map, he will be fine. But as soon as Fnatic Alive is able to siege up tanks on the high ground, get rid of the creep tumors, it will be a problem. And this drop is not doing anything here.
He lost all of his units there. No damage done and no escape. And the creep is already extended beyond the watchtower now. He's actually got a great position with this creep, and he's extending it in two different directions. You know, the ones towards the north, it's only one tumor at a time, one active tumor, so it's not spreading as quickly and it can be killed a lot easier. But still, he's spreading it in two directions, and this is going to make it a lot easier to defend his fourth base. He's even taking the center base right now. He's making double expand.
A very important Viking out on the map for Life is able to take down and rise overlords, not only a supply blocking Symbol over and over again, but also making sure that there are not a lot of scouting information. The Banshee has to retreat as the Queen does way too much damage, but the Harvester count is now kinda in favor of Alive. He actually has a lot of SCVs,
82.
way more than I expected.
Yeah, he has to cancel his sensor tower here. This force is actually really, really scary. It could be potentially deadly as the tanks run siege. Bungles go down. He saves the infestors as well. Nice micro. This is going to be a great trade for Symbol. He's not done yet.
That's an amazing trade. The siege tanks are already gone, and he funnels the Marines even before they stiff. This is really a huge problem here. And this could be bad. This could be really bad. We have no combat shield. There is no combat shield just done, so the funnels are all the more effective. And now Symbol, he is doing so much damage, while Alive sends a medivac over to the fourth base, tries to take it down.
He's even, he will potentially get this base. The Zerling's coming just a second too late, I feel. The hatchery will go down.
The hatchery barely.
Wow, so close there, but he's not stopping this attack. The infestors, without the combat shields being done,
combat shield is done by now, but the infestors earlier on already did the damage, and now +2/+2 is finished for Alive as well. But he lost 12 harvesters. Not a lot, especially if you consider how many he had. He had more than 80, but this pressure by Symbol is definitely something that it gives Alive something to think about.
Symbol is making a lot of drones. He just started 16. That's going to put him at a total of 93 when they finish. His upgrades are very even, though, with Alive. Adrenal glands on the way now. +1 for the siege tanks finishing up. This is, I feel, a really even game with the hatchery dead.
We have a fourth, though, for Symbol. He has a fourth in the middle of the map, and once again the attempt of dropping into the base of Symbol. But the drones, well, they don't have a huge problem taking out two Marines. And here come the Banelings, trying to make sure that those Marines and Marauders are not killing too many of those creep tumors. He wants to keep his creep alive.
Yeah, the creep is still very active on the map. It's still a very large presence. 5 Ultras on the way, by the way. This seems to be what Symbol likes to do.
It's such a high econ game. We have 85 SCVs against 90 drones. And both of them not missing a beat with these upgrades. +3/+3 for both of them. Really, really great play here.
Yeah, 2,700 minerals per minute being harvested by Symbol, though, with that fourth base and with all the saturation he's gotten. He cleans up the Overlord. He's making 9 more drones right now. It's going to put him at a total of 99. Chitinous plating, 3/3 upgrades.
We're not talking about Luftballons here. And also not about problems. The thing is, with this many drones, he might get a problem later on. We'll see if he starts to build a few Spine Crawlers and Spore Crawlers in his Mineral Lines. There they are, the first 2, but that's not gonna be enough.
That's not gonna be enough. He's gonna need to have his Zerlings in position. This
For
drop
now, he's
could
fine,
be,
but still.
This drop could be devastating. No, he has Zerlings in play, it looks like. Will they be enough? He picks up with the Queen there.
Sensor Tower is halfway done for Alive. Then he will have a lot of better rate of what his opponent is going to do, where he's going to attack next.
But yeah, it's going to be basically straight up in the middle. Oh man, that's a lot of Ultras, but he has a lot of Siege Tanks.
There are no Fungals.
Yeah.
The Siege Tanks don't get off too many shots though, but the Banelings, they are gone, but too many Ultralisks. And Fnatic Alive drops down to 150 supply against 200. Symbol is still maxed out. +3/+3 is a little bit faster for him. Oh.
This is a really decent trade, but he will have to get out with these Ultralisks, though. There's more Zerlings coming in, and the Infestors, that's the most critical part here. The Infestors are coming in. He has the Banelings to back them up as well. He has so many units. Alive in a lot of trouble here.
+3/+3 is done for Symbol. Alive is still waiting for his upgrades to finish, and this is bad. This is really bad. 180 supply against 140. Alive trying to just fall back into this small gap and trying to make sure that he can maximize his damage output, but this is really rough on the Fnatic player. He completes his upgrades, but the minimap shows that Symbol is expanding everywhere.
Yeah, he has the entire map in his hands, and the Zerglings, they will not stop. They are continuing to run in beautiful positioning by Alive, consistently hiding his units back in that corner. The Infestors cannot close the distance, cannot get in right now. He will have to repair this command center. Looks like he's going to even have to lift it. The worker count now 92 to 56. He's going to kill these mules as well. Alive is in a lot of trouble.
Right now, with the army that Alive has, TSL Symbol does not have to kill any drones. He can just continue attacking with the force that he has. It's not a 200 fight that we are seeing here. He does not have to max out on army supply. He can rely on his high economy and just throw wave after wave against his opponent.
And he will do just that. Alive, trying to make something happen here. He needs to take control of the center. He's actually stopping this hatchery from going down. It's kind of a distraction for him. And the Fungals do go down, and they are nice Fungals.
Great Fungals here for Symbol. And another beautiful Fungal as Symbol moves in. Fnatic Alive is on the retreat. He's down to 110. GG! And
TSL.
Symbol takes it.
Symbol takes it, and TSL will win their first match for the 2012 Season 2.
Wow, he is so happy. Basically, he did not pull off a reverse all kill. He won 4 games though.
Yep, and he looked so good and all, taking out Moon, followed by Oz, then getting Bill and Alive, looking really, really good in this team battle.
And he is happy. Wow, this was amazing. And Fnatic, they were so close. They were so close, with Moon winning 3 games, and then Symbol was just too much for them to handle. Moon not able to take down Symbol in his EVZ, or stepping up on Daybreak, but he was defeated, and Bjal didn't stand a chance against Symbol. Zerg versus Zerg. Just too strong in the mirror match. Alive, the last man standing on Antigua, loses as well, and it is TSL. They take it with a 5-3.
Yep. Very successful day for TSL. A rough start. It looked shaky, but in the end, they conquered Moon. And then from there, Symbol, man. Symbol is by far the MVP. He's like the MVP. And he has shown great games abroad. He's shown great games in Korea. He's in Code S now. This guy is on the up and up right now. He could be a new Linok. He could be a new Dongregoo. He may very well actually be, able to go all the way to the round of 4, or even the finals of Code S this season. I feel he has it in him for sure. We haven't seen Code S unfold. It starts next week, but I think this guy absolutely could go the distance.
Yeah, he definitely could. He's a great and amazing Zerg player. We've seen Moon shine today as well. He did a great job. I'm really looking forward to the next match where we'll see Fnatic, because this is going to be a good one. It's going to be really interesting to see how Moon is going to play, how they will adapt their strategies, what they're going to do. But for now, it is, well, TSL, they are going to advance to the winners final.
You know, we saw a lot of depth in Fnatic's roster today, I feel like.
Yeah.
We even talked about players like Todd that we didn't even see. We talked about Rain a little bit. You know, these players that are on their bench, they're so powerful. I think Fnatic definitely has the ability to advance from here.
And here are today's matches. Shine against Night End. Well, TSL player took it. The Zergs for TSL really coming through today.
Yeah, absolutely so. Especially
it is
Symbol.
The backbone of the TSL team. They have an amazing talent player, but the thing is that the Zerg lineup, that's where they really shine. Not only with Symbol and Shine, but Hyun as well, who could not win today. And yeah, Ragnarok, Revival.
Yep, just such a strong lineup of players. Whether Revival is the only... someone tweeted this at me. Thank you. I forgot who the Twitter ID was, but someone tweeted this at me, which is a really interesting stat that I haven't even thought about. Revival is the only player who joined TSL as one of the first players when the team was created who's still on it now.
Yeah, I read the tweet. That's actually really interesting.
That's just kind of cool to know. So just throwing that out there. Didn't get to see him play today, but it's players like that have been around forever. TSL's coach, Coach Lee, really knows exactly how to play the players, knows how to train them. His decision-making is good, but his training, the team house environment, like I said, it's unlike any I've ever seen.
And
we have an interview with today's MVP and the coach of TSL.
축하드려요.
Who could it be?
감사합니다.
네, MVP 처음이신데 지금
Obviously, Symbol.
일단은 팀리그를 저희가 저번에 빨리 떨어져서
An amazing run today. Taking down Moon, Oz, Alive, and Yao.
기회를 없었는데
Well done, and he has to be very proud.
이번에 어떻게
He says last season TSL fell in the early round of the GSL in the GSTL, so he didn't have any chances to perform well, and this time it's going to be different. He's really happy that he gets the MVP today,
일단
and that he could perform so well.
코드S는 제 개인 리그니까
네.
저는 좋긴 좋은데 일단 코드S가 이제 끝이 아니고 시작이기 때문에 좋긴 좋았고요.
네.
일단 GSTL은
He's very happy that he's in Codes now, but he thinks that it's a new beginning for him. He has a lot of more steps.
자, 내일 LG IM과 또 경기를 하게 되는데요.
It's pretty humble and actually really interesting. Yeah, but I think if he really concentrates and on playing and practicing, then he might go very far.
고르자면은 제가 상대 전적이 되게 밀리는 정종현 선수한테 제가 많이 졌는데
Tomorrow they are going to face Incredible Miracle, and he wants to fight MVP because he has a losing record against MVP, so he kind of wants to make sure that he that's kind of evil.
이야기를 나눠봐야겠죠.
We'll see
네,
if
안녕하세요.
MVP comes out
기분이
tomorrow.
어떠신가요?
Here is Coach Lee, the genius behind it all.
He was so nervous. He was so nervous.
기간이 짧아가지고 좋은 성적을 못 거뒀는데 이번에는 선수들이 단합하여서 열심히 준비해서.
We didn't have a lot of time to prepare last season
네.
because the team was.
소속 선수들은 오늘 엔트리에서 볼 수가 없었어요.
Okay, so this season they practiced a lot and they think they're going to perform better. Last season, obviously, they were restructuring the team. Didn't have as much time to prepare.
토너먼트 예선전이 있어서 그 경기로 참가를 못하게 됐어요. 2라운드 때부터 스테파노 선수 등 밀리는 선수들을 보실 수
Stefano is
있을
coming
네,
in the second round.
하겠습니다.
And
자,
right
내일
now,
만날 LG IM.
so he's basically busy in his preliminaries in France, so he's going to come soon. So basically answering questions about Stefano's coming, just not yet. He will be coming next round.
단체전에서 한번 졌지만
네.
개개인의 이런 상대 전적이나 뭐 이런 걸 봤을 때는 충분히 해볼 만은 하거든요. 그렇게 하기 때문에 디테일하게 뭐 하루
We lost to IM and the team league last time, but if you look at the individual players,
미리 선수들과
we actually have a pretty good chance to beat IM tomorrow.
때문에 내일 이길 준비는 다 되어 있습니다.
네, 컨디션 관리 잘하시길 바랍니다.
네, 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다. 자, 이상 B그룹 승자전에 진출한 TSL 밀레니엄을 만나봤습니다.
I think that's, such a good thing to say about basically what he said about last season. Their team was restructuring. They weren't ready. They didn't have a lot of time to prepare.
The new team house as well.
New team house. They're moving. A lot of stuff was going on. Now they have their team. Yeah, their race ratio is pretty lopsided. But even so, they seem to have a team that, again, is so solid that they can beat a great team like Fnatic.
It's just a great team spirit, and they have a very solid base now that they can build on.
Yeah. Well, I think their match against IM tomorrow is going to be a very difficult one, much more difficult than today's match.
I want to say it. I want IM to start with MC, then use MVP, and then ST. I would just show me your guns, guys. Show me them guns.
That is the opposite, though, of how the IM coach likes to play things, man. I
know, but still, it would be so cool, because we can.
Yeah, they could do that if they want to. They may have to pull out players like that against Symbol. We may see MVP against Symbol tomorrow because Symbol's such a strong player. We're going to look at, of course, the rest of our lineup of matches. Tomorrow, we have LG IM versus TSL.Millenium, and then the winner.
Keep in mind, guys, the format is a little bit different in this group because we had OGS drop out. So basically, what happens is that IM gets a free win in the first round. So this leads us to tomorrow's match. Tomorrow is the winner's match, therefore.
So luckily for IM,
TSL.
if they beat TSL, all they have to do is win once to advance.
Exactly.
So that's a pretty good situation for them.
The loser is going to face Fnatic. And if Fnatic wins the second team match, they will advance out of the group. So we are one team short in this group. It's only 3 teams instead of 4 because OGS dropped out.
Yep. And, well, it's going to be a pretty sick 3 days of matches. I mean, obviously we saw TSL show a lot of great skill today. We saw, a lot of... basically we saw 2 players in this match today just dominate. And tomorrow, though, I think we're going to have to see, IM may have to pull out a lot of different players. I don't think we're going to see one player dominate.
by the way, completely kind of forgot that we have a group with only 3 teams. So last Friday when we closed things, I was like, okay, I'm going to miss the conclusion of the group. I'm actually not. I leave on Thursday for my vacation, so I will be able to cast today the entire group with you.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
I'm really excited, dude. I get to cast all the matches. You don't miss any. We get to do it all together. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be cool. And tomorrow we will have TSL again, up against Incredible Miracle. Don't miss out, guys. 6 p.m. Korean time, which is 11 a.m. For the Europeans, and
5 a.m. Eastern, I believe.
You believe?
I believe.
Oh, well.
I'm pretty sure.
We'll find out tomorrow. So join us again tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and see you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye.